Today I'm popping on for Therapy Thursday because I have noticed there is a lot of animosity in the air. Tell me, are you experiencing any frustration, any internal struggles that are causing you to lash out at others? Are you aware of this? I mean, self-awareness is the key. We can only know ourselves as deeply as we are willing to go. The ability to dive deep into the depths, the pits of our despair, like confront our deepest wounds, to actually go there. Because isn't that the thing that most of us are trying to run away from? Is we don't want to feel the pain. So we look for all these different distractions so we can avoid it, we can suppress it, we can ignore it, we can stuff it down. Maybe it'll just go away on its own. Because we don't like feeling bad. We don't like the discomfort. We want to feel good all the time. And when we don't, we get depressed and we start analyzing and overthinking and wondering, why do I feel this way? As if we're not allowed to feel bad. But I'm here to tell you it's okay. It's okay if you're having a bad day. It's okay if you feel like shit. It's okay if things aren't going your way. This is life. These are the cycles. We are on a roller coaster ride, and it's here for your pure enjoyment or your choice to struggle and strive. It's all for you. So what are you going to do? Are you going to embrace it, or are you going to deny it? Because everything is a choice. The resistance, when you push something away and it pushes back to you, it comes back stronger. You know, the ball with the water, when you push it down, the air ball, what happens? It's not going to stay under because eventually it keeps popping up in your face. It keeps popping right back up. Hello, hello, boom. Sometimes it may hit you in the face. And it ain't so pretty, is it? But here's the thing. When we learn that every aspect of ourselves that we've been pushing away is part of the beauty that makes us whole and who we are, we learn to have more compassion with the into me I see, the intimacy, the getting to know thyself, the trust, the honoring all of it. Because honestly, your only key to knowing who you are and trusting yourself is to confronting every aspect. It's diving deep down into the depths of your despair and all your shit and toxic crap, the stuff that you don't want anybody else to see, let alone yourself. Because, oh, no, that's not who I am. It's in your face all the time, though. You see it in another person. You point fingers and say how they're the problem. That's your shit, too. Because I'm here to tell you we're all mirrors for each other so that we can heal that aspect in ourselves, that we can embrace it and not reject it. When you see someone else mirroring back to you a behavior, a treatment, and this is all for you to go, oh, what about me? Is that person reflecting back? Have I healed that aspect of myself? Have I owned, embraced, and allowed myself to recognize that that's also me too? Because I am that too. If you can't see God in all, you can't see God at all. And we are all reflections of what we call God, Source, the all, the knowing. We're just all at different places along the path, the journey to finding the true fulfillment and recognizing that we are each other. We are each other's keeper. We are each other's critic, judge, jury, lover, devil, angel. We're all of it. And when you deny it, all you're doing is causing more pain, more suffering for yourself. You need to be willing to embrace every aspect of yourself. Every part of you is what makes you who you are. But also remembering to detach from the traumas and the experiences, that you don't let them rule you. Experiences are just there as learning, as guidance, to give you a taste right? We live in a world of polarity, duality, this or that, right or wrong, black or white, true or false. And when we're out of balance, the imbalance is shown when we see this or that. The balance is when you're neutral and you're in it and you don't recognize either one of them. But you can't know it unless you've experienced the polarities, the shifts. On that pendulum we swing so that we can recognize contrast is what gives us the breadth, the scope of what is available to us. We're here to have experience. We're not here to judge ourselves for the experiences we've had. We're not here to point fingers at other people for what they've caused for us, because all that is playing into the victimhood. We're here to be empowered. We're here to be in our power, to stand strong in our knowing who we are. And the only way you can know yourself is to embrace all those aspects. So there's a lot of people, like I keep saying, we are all adults running around with unmet childhood wounds and needs, right? So if we're running around and we have these unmet childhood needs, we're unwilling to focus on what it is that we need, and we want to point fingers at other people for doing things to us. How is that helping? How is that serving us? How's that serving another person? You're creating suffering. You're creating trauma. You're reliving your traumas. When you are in a toxic state to where it's all about finding the negative, it's all about this person's wrong, I'm right, choosing to be right over being happy. How is that serving you? It's creating the perpetual cycle over and over and over again. Doing the same thing over and over again, definition of crazy. You have the opportunity at any time to choose not to do what makes you feel bad, or to choose what makes you feel whole and makes you feel good. But even when you recognize, oh my gosh, I'm in my suffering, this doesn't feel so good. When you're in that space, recognize it. Do you know how empowering it is to go, wow, I'm choosing to suffer right now. I'm choosing to feel like shit. Oh my gosh, I'm depressed. I'm feeling deep in my muck. It doesn't feel so good. What's this about? The more you're willing to lean into it, the less time you'll spend in it. But the more you resist it, the more it persists. And so therefore, you're stuck in it longer. Simple dynamics. I mean, it's really much easier than we make it sound, but we create it. We make it worse than it should be or needs to be. It's just a trick of the mind. You can trick your mind to be kind just as much as you can trick your mind into being blind. Or I should say the mind makes you blind because it convinces you that it's there to control the situations around you. It's there to protect you. Fight or flight, stress. A lot of people are in that right now. They're expressing their unmet childhood needs through their toxicity and spewing out all this poison toward others instead of recognizing that that's actually an inner poison toward themselves. When we are projecting our hate toward another person, it's only demonstrating the hate we have within ourselves toward ourselves. We cannot blame another person for our behavior. I just want to throw that out there. In the current climate that we're in right now, a lot of people want to say, well, that person's such a bully and such a bad person. You can point a finger all you want. You got 3 pointing back at you. That person is not responsible for the way you are behaving, and you get to choose to be the better person. If you're aware of someone else's behavior, you have the opportunity. You supposedly know better. If you're pointing out someone else's faults, that doesn't make you better. It makes you just as bad. And in fact, you are dropping down to their level. You are stooping to a level that you claim that they're so low on. So if you're pointing a finger and saying someone's being a bully and you're talking shit about that person, ask yourself, might you be the bully too? Because you can't recognize what you don't also embody and have within you. Bullies notice bullies because they've been bullied. Right? Learned behavior. There's nothing wrong with owning it, because when you own it, you can heal it. So you got to feel it fully to heal it fully. And in order to get through it, you got to go through it. You can't circumvent and go around it. You can't beat around the bush. You got to go through it. You know, in burning bush, you got to go through your own fire. You got to go through your own stuff. You got to be willing to sit in your monk. If you don't like it, it's okay too. But you got to be willing to do it. None of us really like sitting in our shit. Hey, I've been doing this so many years. I don't admit to saying I really enjoy sitting with my stuff. And this past couple days, I will tell you, I've been sitting with my own stuff. And it's been really eye-opening. And I'm aware of it. And it's a beautiful thing. In order to quit hating on other people, you got to stop hating on yourself. Hate starts within, toward oneself. It didn't just get stuck outside of you. There's a deep wound in that hate. And if you're full of toxin, poison, hate, it's really important that you get really serious about confronting it and healing it. Because it's not going to go away because you're pointing fingers. Because this is the most poisonous weapon you could ever have. This right here. Very assuming, and it creates a victim. Because you got 3 pointing back. Anytime you are willing to load your gun and point it at another person, be careful. Those 3 fingers are going to ricochet back on you. You're going to end up just as wounded as you thought you were going to wound the other person. The wounding is within. It is never outside of you. So everybody you want to blame on the outside of you is not going to heal the inside of you. All that is an easy distraction. And it takes you out of your power and places you in the victimhood circle. You're better than that. And you're an adult now, so personal accountability, personal responsibility is up to you, not the people around you. How you behave is your responsibility. Take ownership of that. Don't blame others for your behavior. It's the last thing you should be doing. And so I'm on here today, before I walk the dog, Buddy's sitting over here really patient, to do a meditation to conquer self-animosity. And it's going to be short and it's going to be sweet. The reason I feel this is so necessary is because there are a lot of us sitting with self-hate. And we don't even see how we're projecting it out at other people. It's easier to say they're the problem. But the problem is within you. If you're mad at someone outside of you, it's because of something inside of you that you're upset with. We often develop this buildup of frustration, animosity. We get triggered by other people outside of us because we get mad that we didn't know better. We start criticizing. We are our own worst inner critic. We go and we critique ourselves. We beat ourselves up about how we shoulda, coulda, known better. Why did I do that? Why did I allow that? We're more upset at ourselves for allowing others to pull the wool over our eyes or to lie to us, to deceive us, to take advantage of us, to steal, to do whatever it is we have allowed them to do. And it hurts the trust with other people, but it really is about the trust within ourselves for ourselves. When we lose trust with ourselves, we lose confidence. So we lose the discernment of knowing if we can trust ourselves to trust another person. That's where the animosity builds up. There's nothing wrong with making mistakes. How do you think you're going to learn? Be willing to fail. Be willing to have these disappointments in life. The more you're willing to just go in and say, you know what, at least if I'm straight up and forthcoming, truthful, what do I got to lose? But you got to start within yourself. You can't just expect others to do it for you. This is about you with you, and you got to be good with you. So we're going to do this meditation to conquer self-animosity. So make sure you have a nice, easy seated position. You can be sitting on a chair. You can be sitting in easy seated position, Indian pose, whatever it is that's comfortable for you. Just make sure you are comfortable. It's a breath exercise. It's powerful. It's very short and it's very sweet. But what I want you to do is close your eyes first. We're going to tune in without the Adi Mantra. We're going to energetically connect with one another. We're going to focus on our breath. We're going to focus on our alignment, elongating the spine from the tailbone up through the crown of the head. We want to have a neck lock so that we tuck the chin back, right? So we have this little bit of pressure here. Ears are over the shoulders, shoulders over the hips. Now, closing the eyes down, I want you to breathe long and deep. I want you to roll the shoulders up to the ears, let them glide down the back, opening up that heart space, opening up the ribs. Feel yourself longer and leaner, inhaling. You're expanding out through the chest, expanding. Inhale. Exhale, we're contracting, pulling it all together, but elongating through the crown of the head. Inhale, expand the ribs, expand the chest and the belly. Exhale, squeeze it all in and feel yourself getting longer and leaner. Again, chin is locked back, ears over the shoulders, shoulders over the hips. Scanning your body, breathing long, slow, and deep into the pelvic floor, expanding the belly, up through the ribs, chest lifts. On the exhale, the chest lowers, the ribs contract, the belly pulls in and up at the navel point. Just sit here for a moment. I'm going to go over how this is going to work. We're going to take our hands into fists at the heart level. So we're at heart level. The knuckles will touch, and then the fists will touch, and the thumbs will touch. The thumbs are straight up to the sky. The hands are at heart level. This isn't like a squeezing or anything. You want to make sure the shoulders are down the back, heart lifted, thumbs pointing up to the sky. The knuckles all are connected. We're going to focus at the tip of the nose. We're going to inhale through the nose, long, slow, and deep. And then we're going to completely exhale out the mouth. Then we're going to inhale deeply and completely through the mouth. And then exhale out the nose. So it'll be in the nose, out the mouth, in the mouth, out the nose. And then in the nose, out the mouth, in the mouth, out the nose. You see this pattern? I want you to come into this position, focus at the tip of the nose. I'll get the timer on. I'm going to get just the right space here. All right, bring those hands in front of the heart, thumbs straight up, eyes on the tip of the nose, heart lifted, shoulders back. Again, the hands are all touching on the back end. Eyes, inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale out the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale out the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale out the nose. Mentally inhale through the nose. Mentally exhale out the mouth. Mentally inhale through the mouth. Sat. Mentally exhale Nam out the nose. Mentally inhale Sat through the nose. Exhale Nam out the mouth. All in your mind's eye, focused at the tip of the nose, continue inhaling and exhaling at this pattern. Relax the jaw, relax the shoulders down, let the shoulder blades glide down the back. last little bit here. Now I want to inhale the arms straight up, hold the breath, suspend it. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Stretch all the way from the tailbone up through the fingertips. Exhale, release. 3 more times. Inhale. Stretch, stretch, stretch up through the fingertips. Exhale, release. 2 more times. Inhale, stretch from the tailbone all the way through the fingertips. Stretch and hold the breath. Exhale, last time. Inhale, stretch it up. Stretch, stretch through the armpits. Feel all the ribs separate. And then exhale, sweep the arms down. Let the hands relax in your lap and just go within for a moment and notice what you feel. Breathing normally. Long, slow, and deep. There are no enemies. There are challenges to our creativity, but the greatest enemy is the self. It's the mind. Self-defeating activity and self-animosity occur when we do not accept ourselves. It starts within. It all starts within. So the meditation conquers the self-animosity and gives you the ability for constant consciousness in support of the core self. So this is the key. This is what we all need to be working on, is recognizing, tapping into yourself. You can point fingers all you want, all around you, but all that's doing is taking the attention off of yourself and giving your power away. Nobody outside of you is going to save you. This is for you to do. This is all for you. Whatever's going on in the world today is not about you, in the sense that you have control over you and how you respond to it. Yes, there are a lot of things that it is shaking our lives up. It is challenging us. It's causing us to become more creative. But that's how you get to learn about yourself. Do you know without change, you become stagnant? If you don't use it, you lose it. So if you're not using your brain, you're not giving it new things to adapt and overcome, you become kind of mushy, right? Just like the muscles. They become atrophied if you don't use them. So we have to use the biggest one in our head. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I really want to see everyone doing well, finding where your joy is, finding what makes you happy, recognizing that you are in control of your behavior and your life. I love you all. I don't care if we agree or disagree. I equally want you to understand that you have the right to live your life in peace and harmony as you choose, without imposing upon me or me imposing upon you. We lose our sovereignty when we start telling people how they need to live their life, because you open yourself up to be controlled when you're trying to control another, and vice versa. If someone's trying to control you, they themselves are probably feeling under the pressure that they're unable to control themselves. So anytime you're in an emotional state of stress, fight or flight, fawn or freeze, you're easier to manipulate. This is why it's ever increasing important that you be doing your healing work. Because if you're not healing you, you're opening yourself up for people to take advantage of you. And you can play the victim all you want, but you have the power. It's just up to you to step into it. We are all sentient beings. We have 5+ senses. Start balancing them. Start feeling into them. Be willing to feel into the muck and confront it. Because if you're willing to confront it in yourself, nobody else can get on you about it. You know why? Because when you're good with you and you know all about yourself, nobody can do anything to you. They can't penetrate what you have owned in yourself. That's why a lot of people, they get mad when they can't poke and provoke a person, because they're impenetrable, because they own themselves. They're strong, they're in their sense of being and knowing themselves. That's all we need to do, is just get to know who we are. Be authentic. Stay in your own integrity. Don't compromise yourself for fear of not being accepted or being abandoned or rejected. Who cares? There's so many people in the world. There's always going to be somebody who resonates and aligns with you. It takes fearlessness, courage, to open yourself up and be vulnerable, to hear a no. But a no is not a never. Just remember that. It just opens you up to other opportunities. You just gotta flip the switch on your mentality and your perception of it. So do this meditation whenever you feel you need to. We only did that for 3 minutes. You can extend it out. And let me know how that's working for you. Let me know in the comments how you're doing through these times. I know that a lot of animosity comes up when we feel like we should have been able to control things better. You've got control now. Just do the best you can. You be you. Just be true to you. I love you.